Once again, guys, welcome to another episode. Today, I just want to take you back. I know most of you guys have been waiting for this particular day and this particular project. We finished this particular project last year towards the end, that was November, December, and because of unavoidable reasons, we could not be able to shoot because that is the time the client was trying to put things together, arranging, getting money for furniture, money for this and that. So the site was not in a proper state to take a video. So today we decided for those guys, actually thank you so much guys who been following us on TikTok, on Instagram. We had put a few reels of this project and it was just a sneak peek of what was to come. Thank you so much for the likes and subscription. Today I just want to take you through the nitty-gritties of what happened on this particular project. So, to start, we came in this particular project when everything was just bare shell. So the walls had not been plastered from the perimeter fence. The gate was not there. The structure was just the contractor had just finished doing his particular works, and then my client actually had seen some of the projects and some of the advices we had given our clients, and he decided to incorporate or to involve us immediately before so many other things had come up. So in this particular project, we did the cabinets, we did doors, we did the TV entertainment unit, we did the dining, the kitchen, and even the railing. So today, as I take this particular video, actually they have taken, they've occupied the space. So I might not be able to go into each and every space, but I will focus mainly on the specific details of entities that make an interior design, because most of them are repeated from room to room. So from outside, we came in, these balconies were bare. It's us who supplied these glass panels, the studs, and even the railing on top. So we did the balconies, that is the tiling, that is the glass works, and the railing works. And then as we move in, maybe Larry, let's go in. So from this particular point, we did this tiling all the way from end to end, all the way into the house, the tiling. The selection, actually we were doing the selection depending on the statuses or taste and preferences. So today probably one client might look at this and say, not me, and the other one will be, wow. So we normally work with the clients' taste and preference. We have done this, the rough and tough on the walls, and the combination of colors. All these details were actually done on 3Ds. That is when we come into a project, we normally do 3Ds for the interiors and 3Ds for the exteriors. And from those 3Ds, it is what now we use to execute the house. In this particular project, actually, my client was one of the most wonderful clients I've ever met in this world. He gave us an opportunity to just do what had been designed in the 3D. And most of the items, apart from a few things here and there that might have come up during the construction period, most of the things were just as per the 3Ds. So from there, this was an afterthought, because after coming into the project, so I finished the rough and tough, the color scheme and the color codes and the railing on the outer side. That was done by us. We will show you maybe the sneak peek on maybe the aerial view of the thing, so that you see how it can come up. So this came out. These are burglar multi railings, grills. It came about immediately, almost towards the end of. Actually, it was at the end of the project, and these are some of the things that we were doing towards the end of the year. Because of the security around the area, we just sat down and discussed and thought, how can we secure the space? And most of the openings on the ground floor and partly on the upper floor have been secured by this grill, and actually tried to enhance it with the CNC cut panels. And this is also what we had done on the interior panels on the staircase. So as you come in, The entry lobby, this is where you offload your energies as you come from your busy day or your busy whatever schedules or anything that you've encountered. You come here, you offload, you think, you remove your shoes, then wow, then you come in. So the skirtings, you can see everything is actually, we have the wood, we have the tiles, and then the wooden skirtings. And these wooden skirtings are actually matching the doors. As you enter, this is a very simple mahogany panel door. Very simple, straightforward, from the lock and the handle. Very simple, contrasting nicely with the coffee brown tinted on the mahogany. And then we have a beautiful side panel because this door is around 1.2. Most of the doors are 900 mm single leaf. Double doors are almost 1.8, that is 900. This is a 1.1.5, which is 900 and 400 mm. Then we have done our nice beautiful framework. If you come closer, we try as much as we can to make this panel and this panel on this. So this is the framing panel and this is the architrave panel. We try as much as we can to make it seamless so that from this side to this side, you might think it was one thing, but this is just a trimming on the outer side. Simple panels and exactly what we have proposed on the design. Then I open the door, then I get in. So we have a foyer here. No, I'm assuming my client has not finished accessorizing his house because from this structure into the interiors, the interiors were a bit on the higher side. So we are yet to, probably he's yet to finalize, but in the 3D or in the proposal, we need to have a console here and then a nice beautiful artifact on the upper side so that whenever you're coming from wherever your busy schedule, he can throw his keys here. Then the workers or the whoever the managers around, whenever they want to wash cars or do something, they can come and pick them from here and go. Then the American style, now my brothers in the diaspora and in the US, Canada, wherever, most of the time this is the mudroom. You come and this is where they hang their coats, and under there maybe where you put your boots, and still you can sit here and maybe change your shoes and do whatever you want to do and then walk in. But remember, as interior designers, we are meeting different clients and we have to serve all the needs and preferences. So before going too far, these are switches, very nice, beautiful black matte finish switches. I supplied these from Dubai specifically for this project. Then from there you meet this. This is one of our maybe symbol, or what can I say, way of doing things. We normally try and trim all the openings so that it looks beautiful. Sometimes we can use mahogany, sometimes we can use mbule, sometimes we can use pine, but also we can use polystyrene, the other material, that's the white panels. You can still use those ones if you really want. If you go to the ceiling, you'll see our ceilings have been beautifully done. Skimming, sanding, polishing, and the cornice, you can see it's seamless. Even at the corner, you might try to, I am actually using a zoomed lens, but you'll actually struggle so much to see the joints. Then we have an indirect light there. We have warm lights in the house because warm is more welcoming, more polite as compared to the white lights, which are more of a commercial space. Then as you move in, this is the lounge. In the lounge, we've done this entertainment wall. So this is a stone panel that mimics marble. Then this TV was supposed to be an 85-inch, but I think because of whatever, it will go to the family room. It's supposed to cover these panels all the way. Then retain this purposely for the maybe a diffuser or whatever that you're supposed to put here. But the sockets for the TV, this is meant to be the socket. Then these are the other subsidiary socket. Done these floating cabinets. That is a drawer you can pull. This is two doors you can open. Then in the middle here, this is where you can place your gadgets. Then this is a false wall. Actually, it was not there. Created it just to bring out things and then to hide the cables behind. Then we also tried to incorporate floating shells, which are also in wood finish, that mimic what is on the wooden panels. Initially, when we came in, there was just a beam that was running across here, and this was the TV wall. These are some of the challenges you meet on site. We expect people to be sitting there facing this side. This is the TV wall. Then there is a hanging beam. So we had two options. Option number one is to leave this part hollow. And option number two is to leave the beam hanging here and maybe do something in the middle. But we didn't want a scenario whereby when you're seated in this lounge, you feel a beam is hanging in the middle of the space. So with that in mind, that's why you can see the ceiling around here is slightly low, but we just tried to make it flat. Then we left a recess around here, and it has some hidden lights that are shining sometimes when you're not just watching and you just want that ambience. You can put it on, you can switch it on, then it will shine on this wall and it will just give you some nice, beautiful ambience. Then before I forget, on this wall, you can also see this is a special effect. It looks like wallpaper, but in real sense, this is not wallpaper. This is called a doorway. It's an effect that you do on walls that gives you a special feel in a space as compared to just having white walls all through. So in this particular space, this broke down the white in the walls. Then we had the stone effect that broke down the white. Then we also have a dark chocolate, which is a walnut on the cabinet that is looking really nice. Then here we have this beautiful shears and curtains flowing, that is a double volume. We've done the curtain rods, everything that was coming in as panels. You see the lights, the switches and sockets are in black. The curtain rods are in black. The granites, the leaping that is around the other opening above, because this was double volume and it was open. And this is also, again, as I told you, most of the times it is mostly we are proposing, but as we also proposing, a client has his own preferences or his wants or his needs. So he was thinking about security, one. Secondly, he was thinking about safety because he has young kids, and he just thought, if I put a railing of around 1 meter or 1.2, I am not so sure if my kids will be safe. So he asked us about how can I make this place secure and also visible. So we proposed to do glass panels, and on these glass panels, maybe Larry, if you point on them, they have holes on them. Those holes will allow air from this out, because we have big openings on this side, to move into the other space. And also when on the other side, you can still talk to someone on this side. Again, we took them slightly higher, that is around 1.6 mm away from the reach of any human being, because toughened glass at times, when it gets distress, it can easily shatter. So we took them slightly up so that in the event of anything, you don't touch it and it breaks. Then as we were hanging the glass, we thought instead of just putting it direct to the tiles the way the tiles have been done on the upper floor, we decided to put a ring around this area, which is this railing. We've put granite. The granite overlaps on this side by 20 mm and it's nicely edged. Then we painted. Then now, because we have a bulkhead here, we decided to drop this because there's also another beam here, but slightly on the higher side, to conceal that and to have downlighters. The same thing happened on the left side, so that now we centralize the lounge. We have the double volume area, then we have the right wing as the passage to the other side, and we have the left wing working as if it is mimicking the passage to the other rooms. Apart from that, if I was to just talk about something else, we have 2 bedrooms on this floor. We have 1 bedroom on that side, and we have another bedroom on this side, and we also have a common toilet on this side. Again, I will just talk about the doors. These are our internal doors. The selection here, we've done it in such a way that it is the same wherever, but the design is very simple. It is just a panel, and then it has nice engravings. So these are small, simple panels, and then with the frame around, and it's just as simple as that, together with the mahogany framing that also, I keep on telling people, my framing of the doors, I try as much as I can to make the frame fit the pocket that is being provided, so that I can be able to put an architrave on the inner side and an architrave on the outer side. And that gives you a seamless look on the doors, beautiful, rather than having a frame. Probably most people are buying frames that are pre-made. And then when they buy, most of the times the frames are 4-inch. So you have this entire space, but your frame reaches here. Let's say this frame is starting from this side. So this frame is halfway the space. And you have put an architrave on this side. Then on this side there is a wall, and then you put a quarter round on this side. So when you're doing the skirting on this side, the skirting comes inside the wall, inside on this side. So those are the things I look at and I feel like I do not like, and that is why I prefer having a frame covering the entire pocket. Secondly, because of those reasons, you find that most of the times there are standard prices for doors. And because this frame is double, you realize the cost of this door is almost going double. And someone would ask, why is your door that amount? And those are the reasons, because first of all, your door was 4-inch, the frame was 4-inch. This is more than 8 inches, because 200 plus, it's around 2050, 2014. Then you had an architrave on one side. This has an architrave on both sides. So in this space, instead of wasting a lot of time, we have a common toilet there that is for the guest, just a simple sink, a toilet. Those are the brush holders, the tissue holder, and an Arabian shower. Then the same thing is happening in this room, that is the guest bedroom. The other one is also a guest bedroom, so there are 2 bedrooms on the ground floor. From there, I will take you to the dining room. Guys, as we finish the lounge, we transition. Actually, the plan here is more or less of an open plan, whereby you have the lounge there, you have the dining, and you have the kitchen. And most of the times, again, some things, those are still tastes and preferences. And there are also items that dictate some of the arrangements, because of sometimes it's the size of the land, because you also don't want to squeeze things, so you leave them open because of the sizes of the pieces of land. So the transition, again, beautiful frame around. Then as you come to this side, again, nice, beautiful, simple gypsum ceiling with downlighters. That is a bulkhead in the middle on top of the dining table, and then the step ceiling around, and it has downlighters. Then on this side, this is something that I've been repeating. When you do this pelmet box, this is done in gypsum. You'll find most of the times it's one gypsum panel running around. So when you come to the lower side, the edging is not properly done. You do it in such a way that it is slightly lower beyond the cornice. And also, as you are doing it, don't do a small panel, do a slightly thicker panel, so that as you do the finishing on the lower side, it is beautifully done. Again, as you do that, you're also considering the curtain legs or curtain holders. Sometimes there are some which are 200, some are 150. And again, when you're doing the shears and you're also doing the curtains, at times when you're folding and you're considering doing the full gathers, you also need a bigger depth, so that when you're drawing your curtains, they're not being distracted, they're not being stopped by the panel you constructed on the upper level. So as you can see, most of the times when you want to do the grills in the house, it is a big debate, because you are not so very sure how it will look. This is one thing I would say. It also depends, one, with the design you're picking. Secondly, how it is done, the finishing. And thirdly, most of the times once you have done the grills and you have your shears, and let's assume probably this thing is closed, this aluminum is closed like this, and you close it like that, chances are you might not have that ISO kind of look on the whatever. Again, because the glass was actually bronze tinted, it's slightly darker, and the grill is slightly darker. From outside, again, it's not so visible. It disappears inside the glass. So If you want to do security, if you have security issues in your development, then you can choose a very nice, beautiful grill that even at times when you just open this thing and you look at these grills, you might not feel weird. So nice handle on it, well done. Then without forgetting, we have also supplied this aluminum railing, and if you can see, it actually smoothly flows and smoothly closes. So also when you're choosing aluminum, it is important to think or maybe choose wisely your suppliers or wherever you are getting your aluminum. If you're importing, look at the gauge, look at the rollers, look at how the locks work, because those are some of the details that you have to look at keenly before you do whatever. So most of the times you'll find the aluminum is done, but it is how it rolls, how firm it is, and at times you see like this is a full panel from floor level all the way to a 2.4, but it doesn't have a partition, but it is firm enough. At times if you have a weak aluminum panel, you have to have partitions in the middle, and those are the things that make these aluminiums funny or look bad or look unattractive. So the light here again supplied from my friends in the UAE, nicely sitting on top of the dining table, and beautifully, let me assume I'm part of the guests, I'm part of the family. I come in the evening and I'm seated here, and this is my items. I'm putting, the light is beautiful, it is warm light, but again this light is not just basically warm light. This light has almost 2 to 3, actually 3 to 4 effects. At times when you light it up, when you switch it on, it's warm. You can switch it on, it is in between warm and white, and then when you switch it on again, it goes to white. So it depends with the mood you want to achieve. So this is the dining room. Again, another preference. Let me push back my chair. Simple selection. Again, if you are going simple, or you are within some whatever, simple, nice, beautiful pedestal sitting there, nice, beautiful tap sitting there. If you wanna wash, it is functional enough. You finish, you pick your things around there, clean your hands nicely, check in your mirror, maybe wipe it a bit, then throw it there, then go. Then from there again, the space between the lounge, the dining, and the kitchen was a bit limited, so we had to think critically and see how do we put things in place so that they work. So we provided an island that is also a cooking space, and on this island we actually did a 4-inch, which is 100 mm legs on the left, on the right and on the left, double lipping of the granite on the top, and this flows all the way to the other side. We have provided a leg room of around 300 mm, so that whenever probably you're in a hurry and you want to do, this can still act as a breakfast counter, and it is still acting as our cooking area. We channeled all our cables to the center, centered all the whatever, and provided a hanging hood here, and you'll find probably I will take you to all the points. So that becomes our island, and then immediately after that, because you have limited space, you create a box of 960 or 1000 to bear by your double fridge. Immediately after that, there is this nice beautiful box again, which is normally 600 mm, and they're standard, and those are some of the questions I will actually just sit down and take people through, because at times someone would ask you about kitchen measurements and all that, and you realize some of the things are just standard, and you can use that and you can calculate your space. So we have our microwave here that is inbuilt, and we have our oven here which is inbuilt, and below there we have a drawer as usual, because now the oven cannot sit uko chini, you have to bring it slightly above so that you can be able to operate it, and also probably when you are finished, the panels are seamless. Then on top of this being our island, we have our accessories on our spices on top here, whereby you can just pick and put them here and do. Then you have this cabinet that is actually you pull, and it is on top of this cabinet, and also the same thing on that side. As you do the return, you can also see this is a white. This is quartz. Again, I will also answer. These are some of the questions I find. When selecting also stones, there are ways you can select stones, and there are very many factors to consider. When you're doing quartz, when you're doing double lipping, just know very well that the top, if it is this material, when you look at this side, the panel, it will be brilliant white or it will be white. So when you're doing a black one and you do the paneling on the front side, know that it will not look the same. So that is one factor that you should think critically before you purchase. So because this is almost whitish and you're doing your edging and you're doing double lipping edging, it is still fine, because unless someone is extremely OCD or someone is extremely into some issues of details, they will find it weird. But for me, I think it's fine. Then what we do, this is 600 to the back. Then instead of putting the tiles, you do an extension of the entire thing as the backsplash, and it looks less busy and seamless and clean. And actually it's easy to clean this without even using water and all that. You just take a dry cloth and whatever has spilled on it, you can clean it out and all that. So all these are the DPs. One is operating the microwave, one is operating the fridge, one is operating the oven, and one is operating the hood, and one is for the under sink. And we've done them here, and as you can see, the spacing is around 35 mm, 35 mm, 35 mm. And also, normally I insist, because I take these videos not specifically for us, but specifically for my brothers who are contractors, and also the clients who feel like they can do these things for themselves, and even my younger interior designers are coming. So you will try as much, and this is not easy even to us, to just make sure that this thing is in line. At times it's a bit of a hassle fighting with the fundis, but it looks more neater when you split them and you put them in on a straight line. And I think even in other cases, though I know if a client has used this thing for a while, they will definitely know this is a hood, this is a microwave, this is an oven and all that. And we are putting these operational switches or DPs here, because when you're doing inbuilt system, you put a socket behind, but you don't want to pull out the microwave and the oven to just access or to switch it off. Then immediately after that, we give you one or more extra, depending on your space. We give you extra sockets so that if you want to blend or you want to do anything, you can do. So we have a high level here, we have another high level here, we have a high level and a beautiful open cabinet. And if you can check, this is a espresso, beautiful super gloss. Then we give you another slightly different encased in the espresso, so that at least you have a variety. You don't just have one seamless color. At times you become playful, but playful in a beautiful way, playful in a formal way. As in, you can be playful but not so much informal. You have to be playful but also formal. So immediately after that, we have the sink, which is a double sink. And you see, what we are trying to do is we are trying to separate the working surface plus the wet surface. So we put our wet surface on the side, so that the little space that we have on this side can be our preparation area, and our working surface and the storage surface. And you can see this is where they put their jug. They can put their coffee machine here, they can put their blender here, they can put their toaster here and use that space. And in the event they want to chop things, they can use there. Immediately after that, so also most of the times you realize that in our designs, and this can be repeated in most of the spaces around, we are doing simple stepped gypsum ceilings. Simple. The cornice also, we also select cornices. If you look around, you realize that we are very simple, but we try as much as we can to be as elegant as possible. Simplicity, but with fineness. So we are doing simple cornices, less maridadi, but with beautiful lines. And then we are trying to improve each and every day. Every new project we want to improve. So seamless, nice, beautiful corners, well-cut gypsum, some simple downlighters. And most of the times our downlighters for our homes, probably maybe when you're doing a retail shop or we're doing an office, we can go white. But most of the times in our homes, we just want to maintain. Then also in terms of the paintworks, you will see around the house, we have just selected a simple off-white paint. It's not really off-white, it is a certain code, but now complements so nicely with the brilliant white, together with the coffee brown on the wood, makes the house settle. So you come from your busy day at work, and you come home, you just sit on your seat and you feel relaxed. You also want to make your homes in such a way that when you come to them, you feel you even have a better vibe than the vibes you go to the 5 stars. Then on this other side, we also have a pantry. At times, these pantries, we treat them in such a way that it is an extension of our kitchen, but in this space, because of space, we just did the low-level cabinet, and that was also storage that you lock in, and then high-level cabinets that you just put your things, you arrange your unga, you arrange your wheat, you arrange your things there, so that in the event you need them, you just come. And also here, this is also used as the communication room. They put their all their backup and all their things here, and the server is here to supply the house. Look around, the sockets, the switches are the same. Then from there, probably we just go to upstairs. So guys, that is it for the ground floor, and this ground floor carries the most or the biggest part of the house because most of the details in the house are repeated. So we start from here, supplied all these steps. These are the 300 by 300 steps. Most of the times you'll go to steps at 250, as in the provided concrete steps at 250. But in most cases, we have to align and make sure that there are 300 so that when your leg sits on it, it sits on a comfortable space. Then the risers, as usual, at times you'll find the risers are 120, 140, 145, some are, as in some people mix them. So when we come in and it's us working on this, we will actually try and balance all of them so that there are at least 150 as risers. Most of the projects, when you're working on a project, you'll work on a project and also you are basing your creativity on the need or whatever you've been asked to do. So you'll find that some of the projects you're doing risers in wood, some risers you're doing them in granite, some risers you're leaving them white. So in this particular project, the risers were skimmed and painted white. And when I talk about the risers, this is the riser, this is the step, and this is the bullnose, and this is the grip. So again, when you're doing the landing, just maybe as part of the details, we supply this thing as one panel. We don't come with pieces and do pieces here. If you just look at this thing, you might realize that it doesn't even have a joint. But in real sense, these are pieces that were put together, bound on a G clamp or on an F clamp, stayed there for a while in glue. Then after that, you come sand, polish, then it looks as one. So they come as pieces, then we just place them like that. So that is it. Then as you go up, it is a repetition of the same. Because of the spacing, you just have the handle, you sit, hold on it as you go up. Again, because of the security reason, we are also trying to imitate the same grills on the outer side, on the main entry. So we've done this just so that it provides some security elements. Then on the windows on the staircase, you realize that we have a fixed panel, a push panel, and a fixed panel. The push panel is just to allow air coming in during the day. Then as you land, we have this mahogany panel. This is another door. Beautiful doors, I think. For the doors, you will never go wrong with kthinteriorz. Then when you come to this side, again, we give you nice, beautiful study room for the kids. And if it's for the kids, we give you a nice green, a nice white, a nice, beautiful red, nice floating counter. Then your seats can go in. I'm not so sure if I can access these. I can't access, but again, beautiful grill so that the house is actually edge to edge. Edge to edge, I mean, it's living around 600 to 700 from the wall. With that in mind, probably if someone has intentions, they can easily jump on your perimeter fence and jump onto your balcony because the house has balconies. And for that reason, because probably most of the times you're not in, you just have to think security. And again, as I was telling you, because the glass is almost, it's bronze. This is actually bronze glass. From outside, you will not even see these grills because the grills are in black. Again, if you were to see them, the design is just nicely done, well selected and done. It's simple, straightforward. Nice, beautiful handle. Then on this, whatever, the sliding panels, if you see, we have mosquito netting, so that in the event you open this panel, you can leave this one. Air can still be moving in, but it's not hitting you direct. And then it's also preventing insects from coming in. That is it for there. Then from that particular point, so if I come close, this is the same special effect. That is the master. For now, I'm not going into the master because it's occupied, but I have a few clips that I took a while back. I'll just put them on and then you will see. From a closer look, this is what I was talking about. For safety reasons, we had to do panels from floor level to the ceiling level. This is a 12 mm toughened glass, strong enough. Even if you hit it, it will never go down unless you come and distress it here. And if you are doing that, then you have intentions. And I'm very sure no one has those intentions here. So what we do, again, because we're doing tiling, we don't want to just mount this direct to the tiles, because at times when you're screwing these details, at times when you're doing that on a normal tile, it will crack. Again, it doesn't give you a seamless whatever. But also you want to separate whatever you're doing as an element with the other element, so that at least someone can know that you're thinking. So we've decided to do the granite, and this granite also overlaps on the other side. That prevents, in the event anything is happening or even water seeps through by any chance. Sometimes even when you're doing glass, there's chances where when you're washing, water can seep. It prevents it from seeping through and dirtifying the other wall directly. So it will take time. It goes down before it drips. So a 4-inch panel all around, you can actually even do more than 4, even bigger than 4 might be better. But because of the space I have, I'm also trying to get, this is like 300, and this is like 400, and this is like 600. 300, 400 and 300, that is 900 plus 600. 6 plus 9 is 15. So quite a good space to work with, because you also don't want to come in, because immediately you use this all the way to this side, again you are eating into the space. But it gives you a nice seamless, nice trim, gives you nice edging. Then you can see the curtains. We also put holes. I wish I put more, but again, when you put more, you are weakening the glass. Then we put a wooden panel around here, and that is what, because this is all gypsum that is holding this glass. Again, another hassle that we had, when you stand here, you will see glasses from the top. So when you're sitting in that lounge during the day, that is a frameless glass, and that is a frameless, but it's also toughened. No, it's not toughened, it's actually laminated glass that someone can walk on top of it. That glass, we struggled for a while. The first, because at times when you're doing these things, you do it and you know very well you hit the nail on the head properly, and I'm done. In cost, when we were doing this project, it was not raining. For almost a while, for almost 3 months, nothing was happening. Then all of a sudden, we had torrents for almost 1 full week, and water settled there. One panel was just pouring all the water here. And that is when we knew there was a problem. So we went up again and gave it a proper, nice, beautiful slant, worked on the edging, gave it the grooves, then it rained again. And from that day, we knew that we've managed it. Look at the beautiful suspended chandelier. This one, actually, you can't get it in Nairobi. And leave alone Nairobi, you can't get it in Mombasa. And I think it is just for this house. From there, we have 2 bedrooms on this side. This is kid number 1. Kid number 2, beautiful ceilings. Maybe I can just talk about the one item here. So as you see, Larry, maybe a simple ceiling, just like a simple light there, and the light here. And that is, for me, it's a lot, but at times you don't want to give someone very few pieces. A small, beautiful cornice around. You also have wall brackets on the side, which are controlled from here. Then you have a socket. Then we have wardrobes on this side, beautifully done. Then again, if I was to talk about something on this particular project, is basically we were working with small spaces in terms of bathrooms, and we had to really struggle and design and come up with the best option. So I came up with this shape, so that I just have a bathroom inside there that is just enough for me. Then when you open, you go in, and that actually, again, that is a detail that for those young or maybe upcoming designers or my clients who want to do their own, you have to consider that this glass is roughly around 2 meters from floor level after the edging on the low level. So you have to take that thing slightly above your glasses, because at times you can do this, and then when you're opening that, you realize it's hitting it. So we just did, and we had to fit in a shower, a toilet, and also fit in a sink. So very nice, simple thing. Because of this wall, I just carved it slightly, because I think I have less than 600 on that side. So I ate comfortably, beautifully on a curve, another probably 300 to get another maybe 800. Then went back because I'm looking for a door of 700. Then I remain with a small panel, and I have a nice, beautiful, simple enough piece on the inner side. Then I do for you nice, beautiful niches for soap. We have a nice mixer for hot and cold, a spout, and a shower head. Then here, when you come, it is small, but probably you can fit in, do your thing, finish, then come, wash your hands again here comfortably, finish. Instead of doing a small mirror here, I decided to do a mirror all the way, beautiful light on top. It is maybe in the evening, early in the morning, it will illuminate nicely to you. Then this one was done by someone, but probably it would have been somewhere here to give for the this is the tissue holder. It should have been there, and then that one is there. It's in the nice place. So that is it. Even in the kids' bedroom, the same thing. So I will not go to the rooftop. Probably Larry will take an aerial view, probably run is drawn around so that you can see. We did the terrace, and we've done proper tiling, proper glass railing, and the railing on top. So it is as simple as that. I think we have some more work to be done, because by the time we were leaving the site, there was a bath that is supposed to be done on the terrace that we haven't done. We haven't done it. I'm very sure soon, when my people settle down, we'll come and do that. So guys, that is it for this particular project. I'm so excited that you guys are going to learn a few of the details. Today I wanted to concentrate more on a few details here and there that people go wrong. For my fellow designers who probably might want to pick something, not all of them, some might have, they know more than me. Then I've noticed some of the clients want to do their things on their own until they get to a certain point and now call you for that specific item. And then at times also some of the contractors there, I just noticed on a daily basis, it's a continuous learning process. So you cannot say that even me today, even tomorrow, I'm very sure there's something that I will learn. So for that aspect, for that particular, maybe look at this beautiful gate, the way it was designed, the lighting around the compound, everything is just syncing together beautifully and without wasting a lot of your time. Thank you so much, guys, for taking your time to watch our videos and our episodes. On each and every episode we drop in, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media pages at kthinteriorz, where style meets elegance. Thank you.